Hello, everyone. It's been a minute once again. Life is crazy. Me and Anthony's schedules. Anthony's just not really available right now, unfortunately. We can't really line anything up. So I made a little post asking for your 2026 Oscars awards season hot takes before we head into the fall festival season. We're in the time of year when everything is still a mystery, which is fun. It's honestly probably my favorite time of the year because who knows what's going to happen with any of these movies. We have inklings and suspicions, and I think there are some things that look pretty secure. But there have been some crazy, crazy flops and surprises at fall festivals pretty much every year. So we are in a mysterious time of year. So now is the time to take huge wild swings, and who knows what will happen? Because after the fall festival season, we will have a much better idea of how the season overall is going to look. So I asked for your hot takes. You guys delivered. I've got a whole bunch of them to look at here. I'm going to be reacting to them, talking about them. I wanted to do a video about the fall film festivals. I never got around to it. I made a whole slideshow for it, but I'm thinking maybe I wait until TIFF finishes announcing their lineup and NIF announces their lineup, and then maybe I do a video. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. If not, I'll talk about some of the festival stuff in this video as well. And then me and Anthony, if we can figure it, we'll have final pre fall film festivals prediction videos coming out, just hopefully sooner than later, but sometime before the fall festival start, we'll have those videos as well. But for now, let's react to your guys' hot takes. I also don't have a ton of time to edit, so this is really going to be quick flow of thought kind of stuff. So reacting to your 2026 Oscars hot takes, let's see what's going on. Starting off, we've got Cam96. I'm going to do my best with some of your guys' names. Amanda Seyfried is going to win the Oscar for Best Actress. I don't know. It's crazy because this time of year, it's easier for hot takes to not seem that hot because, like I said, we don't know like pretty much anything. I think this is distinctly possible. Is talking about Anne Lee. I know lots of people are getting on that train now. It's going to Venice. I think lots of people think it's going to have the same path as The Brutalist. I don't think it's going to be quite as successful. I think A24 had a pretty good relationship after that whole award season with Corbet and Fastfold. I would think then that means A24 would have had an opportunity to maybe purchase this film because they already had that established relationship. And also, if you just look at the past award seasons, Brutalist is a rarity in terms of a film heading into the fall festival season that does not have distribution, still making it into Best Picture. You look at all the other years before that, if you made it into Best Picture, you had distribution before the fall film festivals. So this would have to be as big as The Brutalist, in my opinion, for it to be a big overall contender. And I think for Amanda Seyfried to win, I think it would have to be a big overall contender. So I think this is a hot-ish take. It's spicy. It's not like burning my tongue off, but it's a hot take. I think most people right now have I think Rensby's kind of the safe pick right now. Lots of people have Roberts as well. I think I personally am going with Jessie Buckley at this point, not to spoil our future predictions video, but I think that's a juicy role. Previous nominee. I mean, that's the thing. Hamnet and not Lost Daughter. Hamnet and Anne Lee, I feel like kind of might fulfill similar things about like period pieces led by previous nominees. This will be both of their second nominations. Big dramatic like showcasey role directed by a female director. Probably those two alongside what Rental Family and House of Dynamite are only like real female directed films that are probably in contention this year, unless I'm missing something. Period pieces. They've got a lot, like probably contending for a lot of the same tech categories. So I don't know if they can coexist. I feel like it's either one or the other. Right now I'm all in on Hamnet. And I feel like also with Anne Lee, it's either going to be big or it's going to like just be an Amanda Seyfried nomination. Right now I'm just going with an Amanda Seyfried nomination, but it could be huge. I don't know. I'm waiting to see if this happens again. Like if this like has the same trajectory as Brutalist, where it just premieres at Venice, gets raves, then goes to TIFF and gets picked up probably by. I would think A24 would have already picked it up by now. So this was the main thing holding me back. But yeah, I like the stake. Definitely possible. Love Amanda Seyfried. And if it is a big, if the film is legit and it's in picture and it's big, I'd probably switch to her right now. But I'm going with Buckley. So I like that take. We've got Ava Bandy saying Io wins supporting actress and Jeremy Allen White wins lead actor. Got a little bit of a bear duo right there. That would be fun. I don't think either of them are going to happen right now, obviously this early on. I think Jeremy Allen White is much more likely winning for Springsteen, but even then you look I don't think they've really given a music biopic performance a win since Rami Malek. I feel like that was kind of like the one moment, and then they give him nominations, but they don't really give him wins. I'm thinking about it. I don't really think that they've done a win for. I might be missing something. You guys can comment, but I feel like it's not like a trend of like, oh, you do it, you're gonna win. You do it, you'll probably get nominated. Win, it's tricky, especially because from what I saw in the trailer, I don't think it's gonna be like a Rami Malek and Bohemian Rhapsody quite as showy. Um, I'm still iffy about the film overall. I have it in picture, but I'm not super confident in it, mostly because Scott Cooper is not like a James Mangold or a what other music biopics, Baz Luhrmann or well, Bryan Singer, but yeah. And then Iowa winning supporting actress. I don't know if this is the point where I should talk about After the Hunt. I'm not a believer in After the Hunt as an overall picture contender. After the Hunt, I'm thinking it's probably just a Julia Roberts nomination. I've had that suspicion based off people. I've talked to a few people who have seen the film who said didn't say the nicest things about it. They still liked it overall, but it's not like even close to one of Luca's best. They actually would say it's one of his weakest films. That the script was like the weakest part. The script kind of let down the actors, and it wasn't as like for a topic like this, talking about like harassment and the academic sphere and cancel culture and like different generations sensitivity to certain subjects, all that different stuff. It's no Tar is the vibe I'm getting, that it's not, it doesn't investigate that as well as you would like. I believe it's from a first time writer as well. So I really right now just think it's probably just a Julia Roberts nomination. And maybe one other performer could get in there. It could be kind of like Steve Jobs or something like that, or Being the Ricardos, where it gets acting noms, but that's it. But even the trailer when I watched it, it didn't strike me as like, oh, this is best picture material. I think Julia Roberts is going to have a moment this award season. She'll probably get nominated. Io could have a moment. I don't know. The whole awards trajectory or the fall festival trajectory also confused me a little bit, just because out of competition and then it's skipping TIFF, it's skipping Telluride, and it's going to New York as the opening night film, I believe. So I think the opening night film of the last 2 years at the New York Film Festival were my favorite films of those respective years, with Nickel Boys in May, December. So who knows? Maybe I will secretly love this. But I don't know. Just the fact that it's skipping TIFF and Telluride, I think to be if you're doing the fall film festivals, I think you got to hit one of those, in my opinion. So it's a weird trajectory. Also out of competition, I'm not vibing with it. I think right now I'm just going to stick with Roberts, maybe Io, but I don't know. Supporting actress is also a weird category. So I would say these are some hot takes. I'm taking long on some of these. I'm going to have to be quicker. Gabriel Linney says Daniel Day-Lewis is winning Best Actor for Anemone. It's like that Finding Nemo thing. Anemone, Anemone. I think Focus just revealed that that's coming out like I think the first weekend of October. So weird that that's not at any fall festivals. I really would have thought that would have at least been like Telluride and TIFF. Obviously not going to Venice, but at least Telluride and TIFF would have made sense. And who knows, it could still be at both of those. But I don't know. I feel like that's the kind of film like that kind of needs a festival presence before it releases in October. But we'll see. I've heard that Daniel Day-Lewis is very good in it. I've talked to one person who it was test screened in the areas within the last few months who saw it. They said he was great. I don't want to like talk about like all the different films that I've heard different stuff about. But he was great. That's all I'll say. He's of course he's great. I think he'll be put in lead actor if I were to guess. But maybe they'll run him in supporting. I don't think so. I'm not feeling it. Just like I think he came back to do this because he's like helping out his son. I don't really know. I know the like plot description is like the relationships between brothers, sons, and like fathers or something like that. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. It would have to be in Best Picture, I feel like, for him to then win Best Actor. And I think you would also, I think if we're going with like the whole Daniel Day-Lewis has unretired and he's back and this is his comeback thing, I think we would have to campaign a little bit for that narrative to take hold. And I don't know if he's going to do that. So it's a total wild card though, this film overall, I would say. So keeping an eye on it, but I would not have him winning right now. So that is a hot take. Next, we've got from Byomgi Lover. Frankenstein and Ballad of a Small Player are going to be Netflix's biggest players. I think most people think Frankenstein is at least their number 2. Some people think it's their number 1. I think Jake Kelly is their number one, but Frankenstein is their number two. But I think both of them will get in there. Netflix is very capable of, especially compared to most other studios, of getting multiple films into Best Picture. Especially this year, their slate is stacked this year. And if you look at the way that they're programming, I think the fall film festivals, they're very confident in this. This is, I think, going to pretty much go everywhere. I don't know if it'll go to New York, but it'll go to every other festival. It's in competition also at Venice. I think lots of people thought it was going to be out of competition. So being in competition, I think, is a good sign. Obviously, Del Toro won big there with Shape of Water. The thing with Frankenstein, I didn't have it in picture for a long while, and I just put it in. It's a lower tier, I think, like a 6 to 10 range. But I have it winning 3 tech categories and getting a bunch of other tech nominations and also adapted screenplay, because I feel like there's a whole narrative of apparently Del Toro is like going to be sticking more closer to the source material, which will be a little less genre horror-y and maybe a little more drama-y. So I think there's a narrative there, as well as with adapted screenplay being pretty barren right now. So screenplay plus a bunch of tech noms and winning 3 of the techs, I feel like I can't have it winning 3 techs and not having it in Best Picture. And I just think everyone loves Del Toro as well. So I think that's definitely going to be one of Netflix's biggest players. Ballad of a Small Player, on the other hand, I'm so iffy about it. I feel like it's a play for actor, and that's probably it. I don't know, maybe Bertelman is doing the score again, I think. I don't know. I feel like maybe he's not. Maybe I think he's also doing the House of Dynamite score. So maybe I'm confusing them. But I think he only gets in if either of those films are in a picture. And I don't think this will be. I think the fact that Netflix brought 3 of their films, or at least whether it was Netflix brought them or Venice accepted them, 3 of their 4 big contenders are at Venice in competition, and the one that isn't is Ballad of a Small Player. I don't know if that's because like maybe they don't like Berger. Maybe Berger doesn't like Venice. I know that they wanted to do Conclave there, I'm pretty sure, but they were offered an out of competition slots and they went to Telluride. I forget All Quiet's trajectory. I think that was also Telluride TIFF. So this is the same trajectory as his last 2 films. Berger, his last 2 films were also like number 2 in Best Picture their respective years. So he makes award players, but this also just sounds a little small scale. It sounds maybe a little more like Queer, where it's like this guy, Colin Farrell, great actor, dealing with I think it's like addiction and alcohol issues and drug addiction and like lots of like wallowing and sadness in a casino. So I don't know. It's not giving Best Picture to me, but I think it's a contender for Farrell maybe getting a nom. So that is a hot take, putting Ballad of a Small Player above Jake Kelly at least. Who knows about House of Dynamite? I'll throw in a few. So we've got a few here from Aayush. First one, we are going to have a film called K-Pop Demon Hunters win an Oscar in 2026 before GTA 6. I just watched K-Pop Demon Hunters. It's a fun movie. I think it's probably going to be Netflix's big push. I think it'll get nominated. I don't think it's going to win. I just feel like it's not like, it reminds me of like Mitchell's versus the Machines or like Nimona. Those will get nominations, but I feel like it's maybe not the kind of thing that they vote for the win. I know animated feature is very like barren this year in terms of competition, but I feel like something else will pop up, whether like Zootopia 2 is like incredible, which who knows, giving it to a sequel is iffy. Scarlet is also iffy because it's anime style, but the Academy is changing, so who knows. But yeah, I think it'll be nominated. I don't think it will win. After the Hunt feels like it'll be May December of this year. Comes out, looks amazing, critics love it, film Twitter and audiences are talking about it a lot at first. Then the momentum carries it into Golden Globes and Critics' Choice a little, but by BAFTA long list and SAG it doesn't show up at all and gets up between 0 to 1 Oscar nominations. I agree with this, and that makes sense. I think the one Oscar nomination in this case would be, like I said before, Julie Roberts. I don't even know if critics are going to love it. Film Twitter loves Guadagnino, so I think they'll, for the most part, like it. But we'll see. And the Golden Globes are in Critics' Choice. We'll probably, this trajectory sounds good to me. Number 3 from Aayush. I'm not feeling like Sinners will get any individual actor nominees at the Oscars, so if it wants to win picture, it will absolutely need SAG Ensemble. Yeah, I think its best shot is Delroy Lindo in supporting actor. I'm not super confident in that, but I feel like he's the best shot. Harmon Moyes says, no other choice is after Sentimental Value's biggest international contender for above the line categories. So it's the biggest international contender after Sentimental Value. I agree with that. And I think it'll also be Neon's number 2. I feel like this is going to get great reception out of Venice. And I feel like this might be like the next step in Park Chan-wook having more award success, because he hasn't really in the past. I don't think it's going to be a full-on like Parasite moment for him or something like a Sean Baker moment for him. but I think it'll be the step in the right direction of awards love. Getting at the very least international feature. Who knows? It could maybe get screenplay. It could get like lower tier like picture, director, screenplay, international if it's amazing. Who knows? It's close. I'm considering it. It's in like my 11 to 15 range. But I agree it's the second biggest international contender. Speaking of no other choice, we've got Lawa Raya, who says Lee Byung-hun is who is in no other choice, an actor, Park Chan-wook director, no other choice in picture. I just kind of touched on that. That's possible. It's Lee Byung-hun. Lots of people recognize him from Squid Game. I think he's one of the best performances on that show, and he's also getting the TIFF Performer Tribute Award, which in the past meant a lot. It's meaning less so nowadays. Amy Adams won it last year, which I know lots of people, I think me also a little bit, saw it as like a sign this is maybe Amy Adams' Oscar moment. Didn't pan out, so we'll see. Hikari in director. I just don't think Rental Family is, and I'll take my victory lap on Rental Family because I haven't had a chance to do that yet, and I will do that in probably a second at some point because I deserve it. But I don't think, from what I've heard, it's not a directing kind of contender. It'll contend in acting and screenplay and casting and stuff like that, but I don't think it's something the director's branch will go for unless it's like that strong. And Jeremy Allen White misses the best actor nom, and Springsteen misses best picture. The second sounds more likely to me, I think, even if Springsteen misses picture, Alan White can get in. But I mean, like I said, Scott Cooper is not like someone who I'm like gonna place a bet on. Like this is gonna be an amazing film. So we'll see. We'll see. I think both possible, but I feel like he's playing Bruce Springsteen. I'm gonna keep him an actor. It's just like it's the biopic thing. It'll get. I think the only acting nomination I think it will get, though, from what I've heard, is Jeremy Allen White. I've talked to someone who saw the film, and from what I remember, they said strong. It's like not nearly as like showy or standout of a performance as he was in The Apprentice. And Graham, there wasn't enough there. And I believe they said Odessa Young was like the main supporting performance standout who plays, I believe, his love interest in the film. So that gives me the vibe that maybe it's just Jeremy Allen White, and then like screenplay and text. So it's iffy. It could definitely fall off. Oh, we've got multiple here from Lava Raya. Marty Supreme wins Best Picture, saying Uncut Gems not getting nominated in 2019 is a weak argument. 2019 was the year of a bunch of great movies that are listed here. It was so competitive, and it didn't get in, but it won at Indie Spirits, whose members have been more integrated into the Academy a la Honora. Yeah, I also think it's just going to be it's going to appeal more to the Academy in terms of style than Uncut Gems. And I think being led by Timmy versus Adam Sandler, Timmy is a multiple previous time nominee. He's been in what at this point, like 5 or 6 Best Picture nominees. He's established himself more with the Academy than even Sandler has at this point. And I think the Safdies are a much more established name at this point. And this is going to be A24's main push, which I don't think Uncut Gems was that year. I don't really know what it was for them that year. Maybe it was The Farewell. They didn't do amazing that year, but they also kind of fumbled Uncut Gems release. I think it was like limited in December and wide in January. So I think Marty Supreme, huge budget. I think they're just going to go wide right away with that. So yeah, I don't think it'll win picture though. I think it'll get nominated. I'm not super confident in it, just because of I think we'll get to it in a second. It's release strategy, but winning picture, I'm not going to go that far. It doesn't strike me like a intense, like anxious, like fast paced like film about a ping pong player. Who knows? I mean, Forrest Gump won, but it's not giving Best Picture winner to me right now. We've got Sean Malloy, who says Testament of Anne Lee will not be anything like The Brutalist. A24 buys it and punts it to 2026. Yeah, I kind of talked about this. I don't think it will be on The Brutalist level, but it could be. But I don't think it will be. And yeah, if someone does pick it up at this point and it doesn't have like rave reviews, they probably do punt it to next year, just because most of these distributors are already pretty jam-packed, unless we're talking like Searchlight or Mubi, with films to like distribute and campaign for this year, unless it's like something like rave reviews that they kind of want to ride the instant what would you call it, like buzz of the rave reviews at Venice and then TIFF and all the festivals. If that's not there to like ride into award season, then they'll probably just punt it to next year. So I agree. We've got Matilda, who says Gwyneth Paltrow will win supporting actress and the world implodes. I have her in supporting actress. I just know nothing about the role. Besides, I think she has a sex scene with Timothy is something she's talked about. I feel like she's going to campaign for it. I feel like she's already kind of like doing more publicity this year than she has in past years. So I don't think she's been nominated since her win. She hasn't really been in movies besides the MCU ones. So I think that if the role is enough, there'll be a narrative there. But I don't know if the role will be enough. I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow is the like kind of actor who's like, we're going to give you a second win. So I don't think that will happen. A nomination, I think, would be the win for her. So the definitely hot take. Sean Malloy, who says, an enemy will be nothing. Very possible, because we know nothing about it right now, so it could end up being nothing. But DDL will definitely bring some attention to it. Jason on Film, who says Glenn Close will win supporting actress for Wake Up Dead Man. Supporting actress is definitely that's the one I'm having the most struggle picking a winner. Like an actor, an actress, and supporting actor, I find it pretty easy. Like multiple choices that I could pick as a winner. And supporting actress, I don't know who I would pick. I don't think it's going to be Grande because I don't think she's going to be nominated. From what I've heard about Sentimental Value, I don't know if that's like a winning kind of thing for Fanning or Ib's daughter, Lilius. Who I don't think, like I just said, I don't think it will be Paltrow. If Glenn Close, I mean, she got in for Hillbilly Elegy, given that was the COVID year. But if she is given a juicy role in this film, which who knows she might be, I think she's playing like a religious, like nun or something, maybe religious figure of some sorts. Netflix is getting great at getting acting nominations. Less so wins, but their 2 wins that they have gotten were in supporting actress, and that would be this category. So definitely a hot take, but I see a path for it, Jason. I see a path. You've got Yay, Nay, or Meh, who says Russell Crowe gets nominated for Nuremberg. As Kate once said, you get an Oscar for a film about the Holocaust, talking about the reader. I really think people are underestimating Crowe playing Goring. I watched the trailer for that. I think it's just playing Tiff. And just kind of gives like dad movie that plays at TIFF and then releases later in the year to not a ton of buzz. And I feel like the film would have to be a thing for Russell Crowe to be a thing. I'm sure he'll be good in it, but I don't know. That film just doesn't feel like something that's going to materialize to me. So hot take for sure. We've got Mr. Fraser Porman, who says, I don't think Ryan Coogler is getting a nomination. I don't think Sinners is as big of an Oscar contender as people think. I may be wrong. I think I have Coogler getting in, but I can totally see him missing just because of the kind of film it is. I know it's like an original film and everything, but it's still a very genre film. It'll depend on how much he campaigns as well. I know Ryan Coogler in the past has said like he didn't campaign much for Black Panther. In the past, I think he's like not criticized, but kind of been like the Academy Awards are not really kind of my thing. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm iffy because like Christopher Nolan didn't get in for Inception, and I feel like that's a decent comparison. But Jordan Peele did get in for Get Out, and I feel like he's somewhere in between in the likeliness of those two. So he could miss. I think I have him getting in right now. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think it'll be an everything everywhere kind of thing where like the fall festival movies don't kind of pan out. So then this earlier release just continues its buzz and just wins, like sweeps. But I don't think it'll quite be Dune 2 either, where it's like an earlier release and then releases later in the year and it just gets text and that's it. I think it'll be somewhere in the middle. And that's why I think director is kind of like iffy. It'll definitely get the tech nominations. It might get an actor or two. It'll get screenplay. Director is an iffy area for me. We've got Herices, who says Begonia is not happening. This is another thing I will take a victory lap on. I think more people are coming around to this. Since the beginning of the year, I've been like, this just does not give Oscar material to me. I think it'll be a good movie. I'm looking forward to it. It's a Yorgos Lanthimos movie about 2 guys torturing Emma Stone for 2 hours. And if you read more about the original film's plot, it gets weird. I feel like the other 2 films had period piece aesthetic, written by the same guy also, which we'll get into in a second. Period piece aesthetic and also like sci-fi fantasy aesthetic that allowed for a lot more tech potential. Also more feel-good films than I think this will be. I think this will be more not feel-good, like some of his other work. I think it was Sacred Deer, Even Kinds of Kindness, Lobster, all that. This will definitely not be a feel-good film like those other 2 were, more so, as much as a Lanthimos film can be. It's not written by, what's his name? The guy who wrote the last 2, I forget his name. It's written by Will Tracy, who did Succession and The Menu, which is good. like some Succession episodes, like 3, and the menu. But I don't know. It's just not. I agree with this. I don't think it's happening. Maybe a screenplay nom. That's probably it. But who knows? I would like to be surprised. Best actor nominee, The Rock. This is plausible. This is plausible. It might be seen as a hot take. I don't think he's in like the top 5 on any like the apps like Award Expert or Gold Derby and stuff like that. But he's going to campaign. A24 is positioning this film very confidently at the fall festivals. I think they're kind of looking for like a whale run here, where he kind of like has a moment at Venice, then it hits the other festivals, TIFF, NIF, probably go to Telluride too. So maybe a nominee. Definitely not a win like the whale. I don't think that'll happen. But I could see a similar nomination package of like just Miss Picture, but it gets lead actor, maybe supporting actress for Blunt, because like I said, that category is a mystery right now. And then makeup. And that's probably it. I don't know if it would get screenplay, because I think it would be, oh no, it might be adapted screenplay, because it's based off of like a documentary, I think. And that category needs some nominees. So that's the A24 positioning wise. I don't know. Maybe I should get into it now. Marty Supreme, not going to any fall film festivals. Every other A24 film that has gone to that has gone on to success at the Oscars has hit a film festival. Even Everything Everywhere hit a film festival. So this is them, I think, as they continue to moving into the release habits and of more major studios, like the big ones, who can release a film later in the year with no fall film festivals, and it can still have award success, like even last year, like with a Wicked or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm iffy on it. I don't think it would be a smart move, honestly, because it is a big budget, and you don't want it releasing in the festival season and then getting iffy reviews, and then you have that linger for a few months before it releases. They want to make money on this. So we'll see. I'm not as confident in Marty Supreme. I think that really could just end up being nothing. But I'm more confident in it than the Smashing Machine. But the Smashing Machine is also just a much more traditional Oscar thing. It's hitting the fall film festivals. It's got the same amount of acting potential probably as Marty Supreme, less tech potential, at least makeup. But I think one of the Safdie's films will probably get into picture. Who knows? Maybe both of them this, but I think A24's got to get something in there. We've got Smash, who says The Ballad of a Small Player will get nominated for picture, actor, adapted screenplay, and maybe supporting actress. I think actors, it's only real bet there. Maybe adapted screenplay too, because like I said, there's open spots there. I'm just not feeling picture. And I think supporting actress, I don't think Swinton's role is small. And then Fala Chen, I think, is the bigger supporting actress. And I just don't think it's going to be that strong of a film. But we'll see. I'm excited to see it at TIFF and see. I'm always excited for any Colin Farrell film. I'm hoping I like it more than the last 2 Burger films. So we'll see. Wicked for Good and Avatar will underperform and not be in picture, director, and maybe not even acting categories, just below the line categories. I think one of them will be in Best Picture, either Wicked or Avatar. I don't know if both can get in. I'm kind of Wicked is my number 10. I'm toying if like maybe Avatar takes its spot as the like other blockbuster picture contender outside of Sinners. Obviously, neither of them are going to get director. I've continued the whole season. I don't think Wicked will repeat its acting nominations. That just isn't. I don't think it just happened last year. I really don't think that they're going to do it again. So then Wicked is really probably just going to get tech noms, and that's it. And it probably won't repeat wins there, because once again, that was just last year, and I think Frankenstein is going to take those wins. So it easily could miss Best Picture, especially if like it is not as well received as the first part, which based off the play, it's a distinct possibility. So then maybe Avatar can get in, but that's also just going to be tech nods, like the last one got in with just production design, sound, and VFX. I think same thing could happen again with this. It will have the more recent buzz and more recent box office releasing in December. So iffy. I think one of them will be in Best Picture, but I do think neither of them will overperform. I think they're both in the underperform category. And then if Begonia gets in, like I think it will, Alicia Silverstone may come along for Best Supporting Actress. I have her as my number 5 right now. If you're a big Begonia believer, maybe. I have no clue what her role in the film is. It could just be a small role. That's kind of the fun thing about predicting this far out. Like, who knows the size of the role that anyone truly has. We've got Cinema Addiction, who says, here's several. I could be wrong. Begonia isn't happening at all. It really feels like one of Yorgos's more weirder films, like The Favorite or Poor Things, and it doesn't have tech potential. Agreed. I kind of said that earlier. Yeah, I agree with everything here. I think its best bet is probably an acting nom or screenplay. It doesn't have tech potential. Besides maybe like editing or cinematography or score, if it's a thing, but I don't think it's going to be a thing. Definitely not going to get like production or costume or anything. People are overestimating After the Hunt, Jay Kelly and Marty Supreme. I can see them being liked movies that at the end of the day don't happen. I think one of them will drop. Well, I don't have After the Hunt being a big thing, so I agree with that. Jay Kelly and Marty Supreme, I already talked about. I'm not Marty Supreme. I agree could drop off. It's definitely a wild card. Jay Kelly, I've had it as my picture winner since the start of the year, and I've heard amazing things about it. I'm not going to drop off at this point. I think it's going to be one of the best received films of the festival season. It's going to be Netflix's number one push, and Netflix's number one push always does very well. I think it will win a few categories. I mean, right now I've got it winning picture, director, supporting actor, screenplay. So I disagree about that part. Okay, more hot takes here. Springsteen is a lock in picture. I would not say lock. I would not. I think I have it at like number 9 right now. So it being a lock, I think is definitely a hot take. Coogler isn't getting director. We kind of talked about that a little bit. It's plausible. I'm iffy on that. Sentimental Value is going to sweep, getting picture, screenplay, director, actress, supporting actor, and international, and maybe editing. From what I've heard, I don't think it would win editing unless it's like a sweep, like a Nora level. I don't think this is possible, but I don't know. It's something about it. Just like I don't think we're gonna have another neon can contender that just sweeps again this year. But I think it distinctly could win picture. I don't know if it would win director, but I thought the same thing about Baker last year, like that not being like a directory kind of win. So it could just win director, screenplay, supporting actor. I don't know if Rensview would win. Maybe if it's a sweeper. Yeah, this is plausible. I wouldn't have it happening, but I could see it happen. So a hot take-ish. Best actors between Jeremy Allen White and Brendan Fraser. I don't think White will win. I really, from what I've heard about Rental Family, do think Fraser could win. I've heard it's like really good stuff from him. And he's a great campaigner. He's very likable. So we'll see. Frankenstein will be nominated. I agree with that. And Look Out for Hanley. I agree with that. So some hot takes. So I accidentally posted this comment on a Cody Leach video. So here are my takes now. Okay, let's see. Gwyneth Paltrow could win supporting actress once again. Dang. Some of you guys have this, are on the same wavelength. If Grande misses the nom and Marty Supreme is in picture, well, I think both of those things will happen. But I don't think she'll win supporting actress. I don't know. Like I already talked about, I just doesn't the vibes aren't there. I don't like use my crystal ball and see it. Zootopia 2 will miss the nomination for animated feature due to being weaker than the first film, like Moana 2, Frozen 2, Finding Dory. If it was a strong year in animated feature, I might agree with you. It's not a strong year. I think it just has to be, even if it's weaker than the first film, make money and have decent reviews for it to get in. So I think like if Moana 2 and Frozen 2 and Finding Dory came out like this year, they'd probably get in. So I think it will get nominated. I don't know if it'll win, but it'll get nominated. Frankenstein gets into Best Picture with 3 tech wins, all of them being the design category. I agree with this. Probably the same wins as well with makeup, production design, and costume design. Tron Ares gets a VFX nomination. I also have this happening. It looks, it reminds me of like the sci-fi noms that they go for, like a creator or something like that. And Miles Caton gets the supporting actor nom over Delroy Lindo. They just always go for the more veteran actor. I know Miles Caton is, I think, favored by most people. In my opinion, he's the lead of the film. But I think more people probably prefer his performance over Delroy Lindo. He's got more to do. And he also has the big moment of the film. It's centered around him. But they just, when there's 2 options, they always go for the more veteran actor. So I think Lindo is the better bet of the 2. So a hot take. Next we got Steven, who says it was just an accident. It's not happening, even at when the Palme d'Or. I agree. I feel like we were kind of on a little bit of a streak where the last Palme d'Or winners also kind of like had a little bit more American appeal with like Anora, Anatomy of a Fall, obviously not Titan, but Triangle of Sadness, even Parasite. I feel like had more like American Hollywood appeal. Then I haven't seen It Was Just an Accident, but I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be submitted for international, so it's not going to get that. It doesn't scream director to me. And I think original screenplay is too crowded for it to get in. So I agree. I don't think it's going to be a thing. F1 will get nominated for cinematography, editing, score, and sound. I think it'll get sound. That's probably it, in my opinion. So I think those other ones are hot takes. One Battle After Another is still likely in the top 5 if the film until the film releases. I don't know if it's top 5, but I think the doubting around this film is a little dramatic. I think even if it loses money, it's PTA with Leo. Like Leo's last time he missed was uh, Great Gatsby. I think the last time he was in a movie that didn't make Best Picture. So been a minute. He's picky about his projects, and PTA also just doesn't miss even if the film underperforms. Licorice Pizza still got in, so I think it will be nominated. Not top 5, maybe. Who knows? If it's a huge hit in one of his better reviewed films, possible. Once again, Aya winning supporting actress. I just don't think the film will be strong enough. Oh, we've got more. Gwyneth Paltrow misses for Marty Supreme, and Fran Drescher is the one that gets nominated as supporting actress for Marty Supreme. Like I said, we don't really know anything about any of their roles. That's definitely possible. Chalamet still feels like the winner of Best Actor more than Jamil and Wayne Fisher. I agree with that. But I think those are his two biggest competitors right now, alongside Clooney. Frankenstein does not get Best Picture or anything huge other than small craft categories. I disagree with that. Lastly, I don't see K-pop Demon Hunters going anywhere. An animated feature is still going to be weak to the point where I think the Academy will either do Disney or just not pick a winner at all. Well, them not picking a winner would definitely be a hot take. They do have to pick a winner. That is kind of necessary. But I think Demon Hunters will get nominated. It's not going to win. They could just go with Disney. If they go with Disney, it will be Zootopia 2. But there could be something that pops up at the Fall Film Festivals, like Scarlet or something else that wins. Or it could just be Argo. Who knows? Avatar Fire and Ash should not get a Best Picture nomination. I know the other two got in, but my goodness, am I the outlier in not predicting it to be in the 10? I really do not want to sit through another boring Avatar film as a requirement to watch all 10 movies. We already have our 2 box office hits, Wicked and Sinners. I generally am going to be furious if that gets in over After the Hunt, Marty Supreme, or Begonia. We haven't seen those films, so I don't know how furious you can be. What if all those films are bad and then you like Avatar more than you thought? I'm an Avatar stan. I love these movies, so I disagree with this. This is a hot take for me. Way of Water changed my life. I adored it. So I'm extremely excited for this. This is what my most anticipate for the rest of the year. I don't think it's iffy on Best Picture, but I'm extremely excited for it. I'm probably going to love it. So this is a hot take for me. Smashing Machine is getting nominated in picture, director, actor, supporting actress, screenplay, and some text, and will be A24's main push. I kind of touched on this earlier. If Marty Supreme isn't a thing and Smashing Machine gets great reviews out of the festivals, the way A24 is positioning the two movies, this looks like the bigger awards player. I don't think that's going to be the actual case, but who knows? Maybe they're telling us a story and how they're programming these films. Sentimental value is being overpredicted across the board. I think a lot of people, it's one of the 2 films that people right now actually know is good and has good reviews, between this and Sinners. So I think people are kind of just going with what they know right now. So I think that might be why people have it in a ton of categories. But even then, I think this is going to get picture, at least 3 or 4 acting nominations. That's 5 right there. Then director makes it 6. Screenplay makes it 7. Editing makes it 8. International makes it 9. I mean, 8, 7, 8, 9 nominations. So anything beyond that might be over predicting. Editing is maybe, probably editing makes sense. Anything beyond that might be over predicting, but I don't even know what you would pick beyond that. So who knows? Oscari says, Deliver Me from Nowhere is being extremely overestimated. Scott Cooper is no James Mangold. Yeah, I touched on this. Scott Cooper is not like the other directors of previous biopic Oscar successes. So it could be being extremely overestimated. I'm going with it because it's the biopic thing, and the other stuff that I could put in, I'm just am I going to do Avatar again? Am I going to do no other choice? It just kind of fits the Oscar mold a little more right now. But I think I'll go at Telluride and we'll know more soon. We've got Manuphobic, who says Rental Family will sweep, but Willem Dafoe will win Best Actor over Fraser. You heard it here first. I thought Dafoe would get nominated, but Late Fame just kind of got buried at Cannes in terms of the category they place it in. So that makes me not confident in it being amazing. I hope it's amazing. It's greatly. It's Willem Dafoe. Great premise, written by the writer of May December. So I hope it's great, but I don't know. That placement has me thinking this is probably not going to be major. Willem Dafoe, every time he's gotten nominated, his films haven't been in Best Picture, so it's not like this has to be a huge player for him to get in. It's a juicy role. Part of me also just think that it might be a next year release. So too much of a mystery for me to think he'll win. Rental family sweep. Maybe I should take my victory lap now. No, there's one that actually there's a comment coming up that I'll take my victory lap on. Lilo and Stitch will win 11 Oscars. Yes, for sure. For sure. Marty Supreme is getting nothing. We kind of touched on this. It could be nothing. I don't think it'll be nothing. There's a world where it could just be nothing though. Like if it's best bet is probably Timmy. I kind of see this as his like Catch Me If You Can a little bit if you compare his career to Leo like lots of people do. And that only got I think what like supporting actor and score. So I don't know what that would be here. It could just be like Timmy and like production design. I don't know. But there's a world like it's nothing. I can see it. But right now I'm choosing to believe in it. This is where I'm going to take my victory lap. We've got the Orpheus Variety Show, who says Rental Family is winning picture, actor, supporting actor, original screenplay, casting, and international feature. It should be eligible. It's not eligible for that. It's I don't think it'll be eligible for that. So yeah, guys, I had Rental Family in my best picture predictions back in March, and now everyone is just learning. Like I saw some people like considering it, but no one like was fully in on it. Like I mean, I also had the advantage of I talked to multiple people who have seen the film, and I heard amazing things, and Searchlight had nothing else. So it made a lot of sense to me. And it took a lot of people a while to come around to it. It really wasn't until like it was revealed that it's like going to be a TIFF world premiere. And people were like, well, I guess this is Searchlight's main push that people are finally coming around to it. So I'm just going to continue this entire award season to take a victory lap that I've been on this train since March. And yeah, I've heard amazing things about it. I've heard like the ending. It's just a huge crowd pleaser. It's like the ending. I've talked to multiple people who have seen the film in different screenings, and both of them said like the ending applause at the end of the film was like raptures, like love. Like people are going to really react to this film emotionally. It's going to be a crowd pleaser. It could win with those kind of reactions, and I think if it does win, it would be picture, supporting actor, screenplay. Could be actor. I've heard the audiences really respond to Akira Emoto's scenes with him and Brendan Fraser, that he's kind of like I don't know, the heart of the film. He brings out the most emotion of any actors besides Fraser. I do have it winning casting. I feel like this is a clear standout for casting in my opinion. And I don't think it's eligible for international. So plausible. That's my Rental Family victory lap, and that is all of your guys' hot takes. If you have any other hot takes that didn't make it in the video, comment them down below. I will hopefully either reply to them or just make a part 2 to this video. So yeah, comment your hot takes down below, and then I might just do another part of this video before the Fall Film Festival season. But yeah, what's your hottest Oscar take of this award season? What's your wildest prediction? Like the video. We'll have our pre-festival predictions coming out before the festival. And I've also got a few other fun video ideas that will hopefully pan out before the festival that you'll hear about soon. So subscribe, all that fun stuff. Sorry for being gone for a minute. We're going to fix that, especially with TIFF. So stick around and see ya.